I have been looking for a better Bluetooth keyboard, and I think this might be it. Hello, welcome back to another review video. No, this video is not sponsored in any way. This is just me trying to help. I don't know. Maybe you're looking for a better Bluetooth keyboard just like I was, and this is definitely worth the cost of it. Let me explain. So prior, I was using the Sateki, it's linked on my website and it's gonna get deleted. The Sateki Slim Wireless Keyboard. This is pretty close in cost-ish to the Apple Magic keyboard. I know some people like that keyboard, and this is basically that keyboard, but cheaper, and you can connect up to 4 different devices over Bluetooth, and it charges over USB-C. My problem with this keyboard is the fact that it constantly disconnects at least every 30 seconds, if not every other minute. So if I stop typing, or if I just pause and just lean back and try to start thinking about what it is I want to do, type, whatever website I want to visit, I'm just pondering and thinking, it disconnects. It's not okay. Enter the Logitech Craft keyboard. I had seen some people talk about this keyboard and how much they really liked it. I unfortunately was not able to get some other people's opinions from different Facebook groups or anywhere else on the internet, so I bought it. And quite frankly, I already love this thing. Yes, it's in the box, so I can do an unboxing. So it is missing some things when I do the actual unboxing of this video, but for the short amount of time that I've owned this keyboard, I actually really love it and have not had a single disconnection problem ever. I've had maybe like one small problem, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it will be a problem, but I'll get into that later. Let's just unbox this thing. All right, once it focuses, this is what's in the box. We have the keyboard, which is nice and shiny. This would be wrapped in plastic, but like I said, I've already been using this. It charges over USB-C. There is your on and off switch. I'm guessing this little bar is the antenna. I'm pretty sure it is. Then of course you have your little touch multi-function dial. You have the option to pair it to 1, 2, 3 devices. You have a number pad. You have some of the buttons that are on a Windows type keyboard, as well as media buttons that you would normally find on a Mac keyboard, which is one thing I absolutely love about this keyboard, is that it basically supports Mac and Windows very nicely. So if you need to do a copy paste situation, you have your Command C buttons right there, or if you want Windows, then you have Control C just right there, and it ditto for paste. But you have your Command and Option, and it's a nice combination of both Mac and Windows type keyboards. I will say though that the back gets the most dirty, but no one looks at the back. Everyone looks at the top. So far, that's not super dirty after me using it. So, you can set that off to the side. You get this little cable. It's a USB to USB-C cable, and there is normally a little paper thing on there, but like I said, I've been using this and I took everything out of the package. It comes with one of those universal USB receivers that come with a lot of other Logitech devices, and honestly, this is my only problem that I have with this keyboard. I'll get to that in literally just a second. Then it comes with all the paperwork, so there's that. The reason that I hate this little USB stick is because if you saw me flip this keyboard over, there's nowhere to store that little USB dongle bit nib. I don't know what to call it anymore. There's nowhere to store it, so where on earth am I going to put it should I ever decide to use this? Answer, nowhere. If I throw this in my backpack, it's just gonna get lost into the abyss of the bottom of my backpack. So who the heck knows? Luckily, I only plan on using this keyboard over Bluetooth, but it bothers me that there's nowhere to store that. I don't know what all is under here, but they probably could have done something similar to what they've done with some of their other Logitech keyboards and just made a slot somewhere to store that little USB dongle. Now, let's talk about this little dial, but I think the only way to talk about this dial is not this view. Welcome to my mess of a desk. For starters, I know some people have complained about the amount of battery life this has, for me, that's not a problem, as it will primarily sit on my desk plugged in the entire time, so I don't really need to worry about battery. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn it on. As you can see, there is a little bit of a glow, and with the media keys you can adjust the brightness. With this crown, you have different options of what you can do with different programs. So I can come over to the crown, and right now, since I'm only on my desktop, if I turn it left or right, oh, you can't see it on this monitor. No. Well, you're gonna have to believe me that on my other monitor, it is adjusting my volume. Then if I were watching a video, then pressing it would be play and pause, and pressing and turning would be my brightness, but right now I have them hooked up to monitors, and so this isn't going to control the brightness of my monitors. Then there are other applications that I can use with this crown. I can do certain things with Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, Word, use it with my music, with web browsing. And for whatever reason, this is another problem I've had, you're supposed to be able to use this with Adobe InDesign, Photoshop, Illustrator, and Premiere, but for whatever reason, now watch, it's going to install. For whatever reason, I can't get these to install. Like, I tried installing these on my Windows computer and had zero problem. But on my Mac, I have all the problems. Now, it could easily be because of the beta version of Mac OS that I currently have, but I wouldn't think that would be a problem, but it probably is, as it seems to have caused a whole lot of other problems in some things I've done recently. Oh yeah, it's also supposed to be able to control Lightroom, but I don't have an option for it to install a profile for Lightroom or any of these other apps that I'm hypothetically supposed to be able to use. So instead of sitting here waiting and wasting footage, so if I push and hold, that again, that's supposed to be my brightness, but again, my monitors. Then if I just spin my dial, I can switch between different tabs on my Chrome browser, and then you can do other things with this as well. It's just a matter of what you set them to. Now, personally, I don't think I'm going to be using this crown as much, just because that means I have to take my hands off of the keyboard or off of my mouse to spin this dial and do whatever the heck I want with it. Personally, I just wanted a keyboard that feels nice to type on, that has a number pad, and it connects over Bluetooth, and that I can easily connect to multiple different devices easily without losing any form of Bluetooth connection. And in the entire time that I've made this video, I haven't lost my connection at all. With my other keyboard, I would have lost my connection already. So, can I recommend this keyboard? Yes and no. Yes, I can recommend it because I think it solves a lot of problems. It is good for both Mac and Windows in the fact that I haven't had any connectivity issues, as well as the keyboard being fairly laid out for both Mac and Windows, since it has both a command and a control button, as well as some of your typical buttons that you would find for a Windows keyboard, like your page down, page up, delete and insert, home, buttons that I wouldn't find on a Mac keyboard. However, can I recommend it for its price? Not really, because it is extremely pricey. In fact, even more pricey than the Apple Magic keyboard. And it's not for everyone. If you think you're going to use that little crown dial that when this keyboard came out, I think Logitech was talking a crap ton about, then sure, go ahead, use its features and hope that you don't have any form of install problems for all the profiles that exist. Now, obviously, I was on a beta version of the Mac operating system, so there's probably going to be some problems. Like I said, I didn't have any problems doing so on my Windows laptop, which unfortunately, that is downstairs. I'm upstairs, and I'm not going to go get my Windows laptop for this video. Because like I said in my last video, I think, I did break my leg, and if you follow me on Instagram, you'll already know how that happened. But overall, I personally am liking this keyboard thus far. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you can give a big thumbs up, and you can click to see my previous video and subscribe to their respective channels in the end card. And I will see you guys next time. Alright, bye.